The tribe lives here.
Hopefully people get the message. Old World. With Old World's release to Steam, they also released the Heroes of the Aegean DLC. And up until now, we knew that the Heroes of the Aegean DLC was going to add some scenarios. I know what you're thinking, Civilization 6 players. Oh boy, not more scenarios. I have to say, these ones are actually incredibly fun. The combat is great, the historical storytelling is off the chains good. And I was kind of excited for this DLC, not to mention the fact that they're giving it away for free in the first 2 weeks of release because Old World is releasing on Steam on the 19th of May 2022. That is its Steam release date. So no longer an Epic Games exclusive, that's the key. However, what they haven't mentioned, what they've kept a complete and utter secret up until this moment. The only reason I know is because the cool people at Hooded Horse reached out to me and gave me slight early access to a press preview build of this DLC. And within that, you find something they've been keeping a secret. Take a look at this. Old World has gone from 7 leaders now to 8. With this, the addition of the Hittites, or hatti, into Old World. A brand new leader, and I just love the fact that they completely keep this a secret. Like, they just said nothing. The part that maybe the most players will be interested in, the roster's gone from a pretty impressive, we've got Philip of Greece, we've got Egypt, we've got Carthage. The roster's gone from 7 to 8 with hatti. So let's have a look and see what the Hittites, what the hattusili have to offer in Old World, the Heroes of the Aegean DLC. So King Hattusili, the king of Hattusa, whose people are the Hittites, are known for their being the hidden people. We demand loyalty and the weak need to kneel before us, and we're a pharaoh crusher. So clearly coming in with some aggression. Now here's the juicy details. Old World fans, let me show you what it's got to offer early, so you can experience it when it comes out in the flesh in around a day's time for yourself with the prerequisite knowledge. You can see we start with 3 technologies, right? All heroes in Old World start with some unique technology, some they share with others, as you can see here. Inside of the Hittites, we've got ironworking, we've got husbandry, and finally we have administration. Our uniques are classically chariots. Fantastic. We've got the heavy chariot and the 3-man chariot as well. And for those Old World fans really into the detail, here are 4 unique shrines that we have on offer to us to build as the Hittites in Old World. Crucially, of course, the families. If you're unfamiliar in Old World, pick 3 of these, up to 3, and when you found your cities, you found them with these families. They have their own influence, relationships, their own characters, all that sort of jazz. The families offer really unique bonuses and really shape the way that a game can be played. Here you can see the different families on offer to us. We've got, of course, some traders, some patrons, some landowners, and then some riders. And each one will sort of have their own benefits to, as you can see, their class, their common traits, and also family opinion on how they like to grow. Do they prefer wonders, additional governors, or do they prefer having the most cities? And finally, our leader archetype is a judge. Here you can delve into the nitty-gritty and all of the detail if you'd like. You can pause the video, but let's jump in and actually have a look and see a little bit of, firstly, the updated Old World, and secondly, the brand new Hittites. Here we are. Hattusili, warrior king of the Hittites, earned our name through fighting to unite the Heartlands. Our family will need to be brought in line if Hittite is to become a grand nation. Old World is a brilliant little game starting very similarly to Civilization and other historical strategy games. We start on a city site, though, in Old World, so if you're unfamiliar, it's a little bit different in that we have sort of pre-prescribed spots. We can settle our city on any one of these little urban tiles, and of course, as I said before, we'll have to choose between which family we'd like to take on. Often I'll look around and have a look at my terrain and so on and so forth, but also taking a look at the specific bonuses, the yield, every little thing that I can get out of here. Considering we have a lot of mounted units, why don't we found the capital with riders? That feels on theme to me, and I've got tutorials on by default. Neat. Okay, so like any good Hittite, we will probably need some farms. And we'll also, of course, need to take some cities for ourselves. So, the game Old World, by the way, has changed a lot since the last time I covered it on the channel. Man, it came out as an Epic Games exclusive. It was a pretty enjoyable game. I liked it. I had some issues with it. Most, if not all of those have been resolved. At least any like proper issues that I had with it are just out the window. Man, it has continued to receive some fantastic development. And it's really awesome to see them adding new civs, because I think that rightly or wrongly, to exist inside of this genre, you kind of do have to a little bit deliver us with, you know, extra civs and all of this kind of thing that we would expect perhaps if we're interested in Crusader Kings or Civilization 6. Two games that Old World definitely shares some similarities with. I just also love the fact that you can name stuff whatever you want. You can just name stupid stuff whatever you want and completely get away with it. It is absolutely brilliant. Hidden jewels, don't mind if I do. We should probably put ourselves out in the line of duty, although we are a governor. So it might not be the best. Actually, you know what? Looking at these promotions over here, maybe we'll put this greedy oligarch, this 27-year-old greedy oligarch on the battlefield instead. Definitely more of a governor, so I can hurry specialists with money. As a leader, I have a minus 50% switch cost on laws, can upgrade improvements and hold court. Governor +2. Neat. Per culture level. And as leader +1. And overall, I have charisma and discipline. So extra orders for extra movements and stuff per turn, and extra money. Yay. Neat. And I'm just all of a sudden at war because I don't have the diplomatic skills to negotiate my way out of certain situations. So I just had to throw myself into war. I suppose that's the Hittite way? Question mark? Oh, God. Not a great start. Probably also use with influencing my wife into liking me a bit more. She's a 46-year-old female with great wisdom and very little courage. I feel that. Moon around, harvest a few goats. There's another city site next to stupid stuff. We'll have to get Settler online to get that. Probably should do a council first. Although this settler's just about to be done. So let's do settler, then grab a council for some extra civics and orders and training. All of these good yields that we need to get things moving in the Hittite kingdom. That's a good idea. And also, he's not my heir. You see, it's this, my grandson, Prince Mursili, who's my heir. And we shall train him in tactics so he can be more courageous than his grandfather. We are a fighting people after all. Let's fight. Maybe harvest some elephants and stuff while we're at it. Neat. Right, so settler produced, and I can see that I actually have a few different city sites on offer. We also have this one down here that's got gems, whereas this one over here is actually just next to a bunch of stupid stuff. So I think I'll go down to the gems. And I'll force march, putting all this training to good use. Yeah, get in. And this time, we'll found our city. Ooh, traders for lots of roads. No, I don't think so. I think we'll go with some rural specialists. I'm going with these guys for extra order, +2 per year. Seems good enough. And we have a new courtier, a minister within my court. Fantastic. An equestrian. Love it. Love it. Brand new city online. Like I say, I like to grab a council. It only takes a year. It's repeatable on completion, +40% civics, +40% training, +40% money. A nice little booster to get us rolling. And we'll back it up with a treasury. I figure we can maybe lean in and do what we do best as the warlike people. It probably makes sense. My bald at the front, but oh my god, luscious at the back, 12-year-old grandson, who is a tactics student, and through his undefeated tactics training, can become tough, a heckler, and swift. Let's do it. Okay, he's become swift. And now it's time to choose my next ambition. How will we direct Hatti? I don't feel ambitious right now. Let's control 5 military units. One of the other things that I really love about Old World, not related to this new civ, but just a noteworthy thing, is that when we select our workers, we can hover over everything and it automatically calculates the adjacency bonuses and displays them on screen. So good. It even shows you the added adjacencies. Look at this. Look at this. It's recommending that I build the granary here. We're adjacent to a promotion we've already built. So good. The farm actually may be better for overall yield, but I think that the UI is presented very well, which is nice because this is a complex experience. A gift exchange with a local warlord. Wood for food? I've got none. I'll just take 6 legitimacy. Was unafraid of tribes and will go to war instead. It's who I am. I don't fear you. You want to fight me? I will fight you. It's the Hittite way. Maybe. I've spoken like a true person who knows nothing about the Hittites historically, except for what they've read in Old World. This sort of teach him a lesson. Bad tribe lives next to... Bad tribe lives here. They're kind of up and to the right. Hopefully people get the message. Old World. You're good. You're good. Oh my god, they took a swing at my scout. You will pay for this. It's true what they say. There is a bad tribe who lives here. Let's quickly promote ourselves so that we have some extra strength. Sieging into urban is actually quite nice, so probably just take that. Okay, so we've got a general here. We've got a promotion. I think we teach this bad tribe that lives here, as you can see, a lesson they won't soon forget. And while we do that, my scout is going to skip along, say, bad tribe lives here. Direct people so they can, you know, sort of funnel them up that way. You see what I'm putting down. But also skip around here and use our scout to harvest some game, to harvest some citrus, maybe chop down some trees while we're here just for good measure. While we fight. These guys seem to have no combat inept. They're completely inept, I should say. No skill. They have about as much combat skills as I do English skills, apparently. Okay, great. Oh my god, they're multiplying. Thankfully, my son is married or something. Look, it doesn't matter. Because take a look. Over on the left-hand side of your screen, you can see these 2 units facing off against each other. The skirmisher only has 4 hit points left, so it should be here. Here we go. I will not be tainted by these savages. +2 legitimacy for refusing their customs. I could become exotic. Lose a bit of legitimacy, but get opinion. Or we could just take the money. Unfortunately, I'm not blessed, so we can't get the best outcome here. Can't be their god. But in lieu of that, I guess I'll become a little bit exotic. Neat. And then we'll keep fighting them. Ooh, look at this. Show respect. Seeking to improve relations, the Queen of Carthage arrives to address the court. The heads of our noble houses passionately object to her request. She insists that members of our court kneel to kiss her feet, as is customary in Carthage. So, they must respect her as they respect me. All families lose opinion. People should not be forced to obey. A little bit of a delicate bounce. I get legitimacy. I perhaps become proud. Or, in this court, all bow to me. It is the Hittite way. And because I have the terrifying characteristic, we can do that and just farm a whole load of training. Speaking of training, my son, who's getting a little bit of grey in his hair now that he's a whopping 18 years old, has also benefited from some additional training. Do we want him to be a schemer or a commander? A schemer would get me a little bit of extra science. Let's make him a schemer for that sweet, sweet +1 science. Maybe should have made him a commander. It's probably more fitting with who he is as a character. But you know what? I'll take the science game where I can. Settler number 3. I'm going to force it to march right the way over to this city site, where now we get to pick up a third city to place down, a third family, our third, by the way. I think I'll go with the traders. Although we are already making a shite load of money. We could consider crop resource, can buy tiles, additional citizens. It's tempting, but I think I'll go with the traders. Oh, and we've found Loch Tradney. So, should we leave them be now that we've taken that? No, it's not the Hittite way. My scouts here, trekking across the desert, perhaps not making the most of the fact that as the Hittites, and as a scout, they can remove vegetation and ignore hill movement costs. Although, I guess, you know, look, here's a sandy hill, so you just watch me. You just freaking watch me go. The orders system is so good. If you're not familiar with it, if you're a regular viewer of the channel and you're not here specifically for Old World, basically we produce this currency up here. We can in fact buy more of the orders with our training, but basically we produce orders per turn. Excess, as you can see, we can buy and sell them, sold at the end of the turn, but basically this is our currency to take actions. You can see here how many I'll have left, right? So at the moment I have 12. I can move within this range and have 11 remaining, up to here for 10, crossing a river, down to 9, 8. You get the idea. And each movement is also taxing on the unit itself. So this one can only go through 4 orders before I'd have to expel some extra training to really push it and force it to march, thus using more of its orders, but forcing it beyond its fatigue. The orders, of course, are also playing out in all of the other decisions, or at least a lot of the other decisions that I'm making as well as I go through. So it's a really neat system. I love the way that they've implemented it in Old World. It adds a layer of complexity to the game, definitely. But that's also just an additional layer of strategy. So if you're into the detail and you really love getting into the detail of this kind of game, you're going to absolutely love it. Just like I love the Danes, and the fact that I'm not charming actually means the entire opposite, but I shall meet smiles with smiles and will maintain the initial truce instead of going to war for 6 legitimacy. And with a last stab of our sword, bad tribe lives here no more! Neat. We'll get a settler down here, and I will consider myself made in the shade. Ooh! The scout who was chopping down trees to gather wood for the Empire has found a new cause. But first, Egyptian units approach my border. I refuse to pay your tributes. It's not the Hittite way. Oh no! I've fallen ill at the age of 66. Daughter-in-law is now head of Hittite paganism. Interesting. And everybody hates the Vandals. Okay, neat. I mean, not neat, because we're kind of quite literally in bed with them, but that's all right. Look, go forth and spread fear. We're terrifying after all. And let's make sure that the Egyptians don't get any sneak moves on us. We should be all right. I mean, the Vandals are pretty far away. They're way up there. Likely threats are probably over this way, looking at the minimap down the bottom here, or down in this great unknown. Let's have a look-see. The Danes. Bad Tribe lives here. We could probably go fight the rest of Bad Tribe. And with a mighty force march, as you can see, I have to choose from my 3 existing families. We don't have the option of the 4th, but that's okay, because we like the ones that we've got. Let's get some riders down here. And it's gotta be said, shaped up to be a pretty nice looking start to our empire. Now, I am on my deathbed. My wife has just carked it. My prince, who's in line to take over for me, is actually a reasonable dude, so I think we might be all right. Why is this Vandal the head of my religion? Honestly, if we keep going down this track, the Hittites in this game are going to be worse than the Hittites in Humankind. Ay, 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 vey. It's okay, though. It's actually not the end of the world. And if we zoom out, you can get a picture for what this old world exactly looks like. Look, I'm coming down here to stop the last of these tribes who tried to get in the way. And we've already established 4 beautiful close cities. A nice civilization feel to it, if I dare say so, with beautiful elements of Crusader Kings 3 storytelling and character development in the process. This child looks like something from a movie screen, from a promotional, you can see it already, Vandals, out now. Either way, I'm going to end this video here. This was a brief, quick, breaking news look at the brand new civ that has been added to Old World, the Hittites. Here I am, King Mursili the New. Previous leader has of course perished. If you'd like to see more Old World, I will be streaming it live today. If you're watching this video as soon as it's come out, I'll also plan to cover Old World a little bit more on the channel now that it's released on Steam. It's been updated, it's got DLC, and some of the little issues and gripes that I have with the game have been completely ironed out. So I'll catch you later. I always stream on YouTube around 8 to 9 p.m. GMT or UTC. Europeans, that's very close to your time zone. Everybody else like me, sorry, you'll have to convert it. Otherwise, I will see you next time for more strategy game goodness and hopefully some more Old World at that. Thanks for watching and take care.